Hello, the Keto family, welcome back. Today we're going to be making low carb crackers. If this is your first time with us, don't forget hit the subscribe button below and the bell icon so you don't miss upcoming videos. Let's get started, guys. Alright guys, before we get started, as a reminder, everything I'm using today will be listed down in the description below, and then at the end of the video will be a nutritional information card so you know what to expect as far as your macros go when you eat these little crackers. I hope this video finds all of you well right now during the COVID-19 outbreak. I know it's winding down in some parts of the country, but not all of them. And I know I missed a couple videos there in the past week or two, but I have been making face masks for my local community here. They put out the guidelines, they want everyone wearing face masks, so I'm trying to provide the need here. So I'm sorry I missed you, but I'm back now. I've made somewhere between 300 and 400 masks in the past 10 days, so I think we're good now. So this is a very simple, very easy recipe that is actually, my sister-in-law visited us last week and she has a lot of food allergies, so I was trying to find stuff I could make for her that would still be keto so the rest of us could eat it, but that with her allergies she could eat it too. And this recipe was a hit. Everybody loved it. You know, even the non-keto eaters in the realm. So this is a really great recipe for anybody that's having a snack attack, and it just takes a few ingredients. So let's get started with this quick and simple recipe, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do here is I have a tablespoon of chia seeds. I'm gonna put them in a 1/4 cup of water here, and we're gonna let this sit for 5 to 10 minutes so that this is gonna gel up. This is gonna be our binding agent. This recipe doesn't have any cheese, any eggs, nothing like that in it. So this chia seeds are gonna be our binding agent. So I'm gonna give that a little bit of stir to make sure they're all in the water. So you'll know these are ready whenever you shake it in, so just a real stiff jelly-like consistency, okay? So we'll let that sit and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, lovelies, it's been about 10 minutes and these chia seeds have turned into a nice gel substance in here. So they are ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and make the rest of the batter now. In here, I have a cup of sifted almond flour. Always make sure you sift your powders and your flours. You don't want any lumps in there. Those would be unpleasant to bite into, okay? And to that, I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my other ingredients. Now this one is an optional ingredient, but I find it really does help with the flavor. I have a teaspoon of nutritional yeast here. I'll add that. I've got my seasonings. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, a 1/4 teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of no salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And you can adjust these seasonings a little bit here and there to your preference, but I find this makes a really great cracker. And then I want to add in a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. And then we're going to add the chia seed. And that is all the ingredients for this. I wasn't lying, this is such a simple recipe. I'm gonna mix this all together. And at first you're gonna be like, there's no way this forms into a dough. I promise you it does. All right, now we got all of our ingredients mixed together. I'm gonna set that aside for a second. And I got a piece of parchment paper here, and this fits my cookie sheet exactly. That's pretty important when you're rolling out crackers, because if you roll it bigger than your cookie sheet, it'll go up the sides and you'll end up either cutting the excess off or having some really wavy crackers. I'm gonna lightly spray this with some olive oil cooking spray. I find that my crackers tend to stick to the parchment paper. That's why I like to spray the bottom sheet. We're gonna put these out and we're gonna roll them nice and thin. Now this is where you want to kind of decide what you're going to be using these crackers for. If you just want some really crispy crackers to eat by themselves, you want to roll this really thin, like paper thin. But if you want to dip this in something like guacamole or salsa, you don't want them too thin, because then they just kind of break off and they're not great for dipping. We tried it both ways, so I guarantee you that's how you want to pay attention to how thick or how thin you roll these, okay? Alright, got the second sheet of parchment paper on. We're just going to roll these out. Now we are going to be using these to dip guacamole in with dinner tonight, so I'm not going to make them too terribly thin. I'm going to roll these out and I'll be right back with you. This dough is so much easier to roll out than my Cheez-It recipe up there. That fathead dough is so tough to roll out. You're working it for like literally 15 minutes. This just rolls right out nice and easy for you. Alright, so I just finished rolling these out. And looking up from the side, they're probably about 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters thick. So it's not paper thin, but it's not thick either. If you make them too thick, they're not going to crisp up. So if you have a problem with yours getting crispy, make sure you're not rolling them too thickly. So you can cut these in whatever shapes you want. Since my family is convinced these taste just like wheat thins, I cut them in the rectangular shape, but it's whatever you prefer. Squares, triangles, rectangles, circles if you desire. It's whatever you want. Let's see. And I just use a pizza cutter to cut these. I find that is the absolute easiest way. Alright, now that they're cut, we're going to put them on the cookie sheet. And it is that simple. Now we're going to... And then before we put them in the oven, we're going to top them. I got some pink Himalayan sea salt here. And I know my daughter loves it when I put everything bagel seasoning on these. Right here. I personally prefer just sea salt, but since she loves it so much, I'm going to do this for her. If you ask my daughter, she'll say that everything bagel seasoning makes anything taste good. Alright, and these are now ready to go into the oven. I've already got the oven preheated to 400 degrees. We're going to put them in, and these things will cook for anywhere to 8 to 12 minutes, depending on your oven. What I do is I put them in for 8 minutes and check them. If the ones on the very outside edge are done, I would take them off and let the center ones continue cooking, because the ones on the outside will get done first. If you rolled yours really thin, just really keep a close eye on them. I would start at like 6 to 7 minutes, peeking in, making sure they don't burn, because they will burn quickly. Alright, I'm going to put these in the oven. I'll see y'all back in just a minute. Alright guys, we're back. So these cooked for a total of about 12 minutes. At 8 minutes I peeked in and I took the ones off the edges that were already cooked because I didn't want them to burn. And then I left the rest in to continue cooking. They're kind of hot right now, so I'll take them off in just a minute. But these are so delicious. Definitely got the crunch to them. Alright, so these have had a few minutes to cool. We're going to go ahead and pop them off. And if you cut these with a pizza cutter, it makes it so easy. They literally come off just like that. And then they're in cute little rectangular shapes. I'm going to pop all these off. Alright, lovely. So that is it for these. They are all done and ready to serve. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget, give me a thumbs up down below. And feel free to share this recipe with anybody that you know can use a good low-carb cracker/chip recipe. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.